Hello, my name's Alison Smith and I use nature as a metaphor when we're stuck to help get back on track, which means that if you're stuck, stressed, overwhelmed, just don't know what to do, a walk in nature or even imagining and spending a bit of time in your head in nature may be all you need in order to get back on track. One of the things that I noticed is the fact that we use nature when we're stuck. We'll say we can't see the wood for the trees. We'll say we're stuck in a rut or we're up a creek without a paddle. And the premise of my book and a lot of these posts and my podcast is sharing and exploring the metaphor within the words we've used when we're stuck. So if we can't see the woods for the trees, what has the wood got to offer? It could be about cutting the trees back. I did laugh because when we can't see the wood for the trees in a situation in our lives, quite often it's as if we're continuing to want to plant even more trees rather than sort out the trees we've got. But other phrases or sayings that I will explore on this channel and have already explored in my podcast are things like stuck between a rock and a hard place, turning over a new leaf, turning a corner, at a crossroads. So many idioms that we use when we're stuck that we can then use the landscape contained within those very words to find the solution. And yes, even if you've got your head in the sand, this process helps you take the head out of the sand. The interesting thing about nature is that insights come at all sorts of times. So I might be out for a walk and share an insight with you. It might be that I'm at personal training. It might be when I'm swimming here in the sea, and or at home. Although to be fair, most of my videos aren't done in the house. They're done outside, where I demonstrate the insight available from nature if we actually just pay attention enough to what it's got to say to us. And the beauty is the fact that if you and I were standing here looking at this view with a particular problem in mind that we wanted insight on, you might notice all these rocks, or you might be noticing the tide and how far the tide's out, and somebody else might not notice the sea at all, and somebody else might notice what's going on over there in terms of the beach and the sand. And that's the beauty of nature, the fact that you take your problem out with you on a walk today. And even if you took a different problem on the same walk tomorrow, you'd notice different patterns, because our mind is meaning making, and therefore it will look for meaning. If I tell you that view has got both the problem and the answer to your situation hidden within it, you'll be able to tell me what that is. And so do leave something in comments and let me know. What did you notice about this view? What is it? Is it about the sun? Is it about the sea? Is it about the land? Is it about perhaps the autumnal, you can't quite see from here now, the autumnal leaves? But that's what all landscaping life's all about. So I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel. I'd love for you to leave a comment and to keep an eye out and even ring the bell so that you get updates when I actually post. There's a few poems as well thrown in, but quite often the poems are just a means of expressing, I suppose, more succinctly some insight I have about can't see the wood for the trees, or talking to a brick wall, one of my favourites. But yeah, so I'd love for you to follow and for us to get to know each other and to find out what you'd like me to do more of on this channel.